morning. And this morning, boy, do I have a conversation for you. Now, as always, we'll get to the one play draws by 10:45 a.m. this morning, and then also at 11:33 a.m. after the headline news. But this morning, right, my question is about your market. Yes, the markets. Basically, generally speaking, markets are divided into two: the open air market and the fixed place market. So, for example, if you go to the petrol station, the price is fixed. You're going to buy fuel at whatever rate the person at the pump there is telling you. But another shop will probably sell maybe plus or minus 1 naira, 2 naira, 10 naira, whatever. In the open air market, I can go and say, hey, I want to buy Gary. And the woman says, this bowl is 200 naira. I say, mother, I know go take 100, and she may agree. But tomorrow, I may come back to that same market and I'll meet another woman who would likely sell me that portion of Gary for 80 naira. So here's the question, ladies and gentlemen. Please listen, because there's interesting studies on this. Where do you prefer to shop? The open air market or the supermarket? I'm narrowing down to your food and your grocery items now. Where do you prefer to shop? The open air market or the supermarket? Now, last week I went to my one to get a pair of shoes, and whilst I was doing that, I was like, let me get some singlets. This is my singlet. Let me get brand new singlets. Now, when you're in my one, and that railway area, they're dragging you, customer, buy, I get some new shoe, stock, this, left, right, and you're like, hey, leave me alone. This is what I want. Anyway, so I finally found something that I liked. I said, okay, how much is this? The guy looked at me. No, it was a lady. Looked at me dead in the eye. Ladies and gentlemen, dead in the eye. She looked at me and said, this pack of singlets is 12,000 naira. I said, Gesegberi. I said, no. No, the Nigerian in me said, no, it can't be. I told her, you know what? I don't have money. I can't buy. And I was walking. He said, okay. Customer, see, last 8,500. I said, are you serious? I said, bros, just take an 8. I hadn't said anything. And then something in me told me, nah, this is wrong. This is too easy, too quickly. I said, don't worry, I won't buy. I went to 3 other shops, and they all gave me that same range. 12,000, 10,000. One said, oh, 9,500 last. How much is this singlet? Come in threes. Last, 9,500. I said, okay, all right, don't worry, I'll look for something else. And I went, finally, I saw somebody who was, who I thought was fair. And I told him, okay, how much would you give this to me? And he said, 8,000. I said, no, bros, let me not argue too much. I've been around. I'm going to give you 6 and I'm going to go. He said, no, 7,500. I started walking and said, okay, bros, bring money. And I gave it to him. But guess what? When I paid him, I still felt inside my chest that I have been cheated. I honestly did. And so, as always, whenever I have this kind of experience, I go online, I start to read books, I start to read journals, I find out what studies have been done. Now, it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are used to going to the supermarkets, right, you feel less stressed. A lot of people feel less stressed. Okay, just go there. This is the price. Usually, places where the prices are fixed, like your boutiques, like your petrol stations, like I mentioned earlier on, and some type of services that are standard. For example, you want to place an advert on Nigeria Info. It is standard. This is the rate. You can't come out with me, Uncle Jude, but Jude, this one you're saying this advert is too light. Can we do one, two, and you just split when you are leaving? No, we can't, because it is standardized. It is fixed. We don't want to give you any stress. We don't want you to give us stress. However, a good negotiator will be able to purchase some of the items that you buy in the supermarket for less. For example, I found out that in some of the supermarkets I visited, right, the cost of your seasoning cubes vary, obviously due to, market forces and then popularity. Now, it turns out that the popular one I like to use, right, was sold at about 3,870 naira at the supermarket. When I went outside of the market, when I went to the open market to price, I found that same item for 3,200 naira. I had to check. Is it original? Is it the same manufacturing date? Is it the same? I took pictures. So it led me to my current state of mind, which is, if I can buy in the supermarket fine, I would. Only if I can't find it outside in the open air market. However, ladies and gentlemen, it is not a universal rule because there are some items in the supermarket that are cheaper sold than they are in the open air market. But one thing is clear, most people, and I inclusive, feel like if you go to the open air market, if your game is not strong that day, they will rob you blind.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and X at Nigeria Info PH. Then take a stroll down to WhatsApp, and I have the tab in front of me so I can receive SMSs. So you can send your messages to 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Now, simple question. Where do you prefer to do your shopping? Open air markets or supermarkets? If you want to buy a TV, do you go to the electronic dealership store or do you go to My 3 where they tell you the generator on the TV is 200,000? Say, bros, you're going to take 80,000 last and you guys can go back and forth, left, right, and center. There are pros and cons ultimately, but I don't know. I want to find out from you because, like I said, a single experience with buying singlets have brought us here this morning on Thursday on Hello Port Harcourt. Well, Muriel is on the line from Okrika. Muriel, good morning to you and welcome.
Thank you, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning, please.
This is Muriel.
Welcome.
You know, people keep saying, if you don't go to the market with your children, to teach them how to have a price, you've not taught them anything. You know how to price. You know how to price. So, now, since I now went with especially my daughter to the market, let's learn how to teach how to have a price. I say, sometimes they have, I say, if they tell you, if you price a piece of meat and they say it's 10,000, start from 3,000. And, we talk about it. They would now say, Mom, 3,000 is not too far. I say, yeah, start from there so that eventually maybe to end at 5,000 or 4,500. From the 3,000, be adding 500 like that. My dear, when my children saw the market, the dirtiness, everything, the stress, Mommy, at this supermarket, all these things, in a shopping mall, there are shopping malls in this town that even
yes, that's true. They're popping up everywhere these days.
Mm-hmm. What's the point? All these things you can easily get there and even cheaper. So must you go to this dirty and come to this place before we know that your eye is brown or you are a true African? I know, that's not evident now that you know how to. It's not everywhere you go to that you see these things, the malls where you get it. So at least know how to, or just the streetwise generally know how to price things. Trust me, dude, I prefer those market malls, those shopping malls. Even everything is just there. You don't need to stress. They just make life so difficult. If you don't go to the market, as if you're not a woman, you're not an African woman, you must accept the things that are not in those market malls. Trust me, I've gone to the different markets, almost all the markets in this town, for Harcourt generally. It is better to go to the price tax. You just buy and move.
Okay.
Better, far better only.
Miriam says, go to the supermarket. That's where she has come to now. Kurt is on the line from Uniport. Kurt, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I prefer to go to where the price is fixed. The reason why is this. That singlet is bought at 7,500. Some other person who also bought in that place, simply 10,000, 8,000. And if I'm your friend, I'll let you that like your friend. How much is it? He said 7.
Mm-hmm.
I told you about my own 8, 10. You said they cheat me. I hate when somebody say they cheat me for something. When I bought something, say they cheat me. I hate it. So that's why I prefer to go where market is cheap.
Yeah, but cut. If let's say you go to the supermarket, right, and you buy that same set of singlets for, let's say, 8,000, right, and you still come out and ask me, and I tell you, oh, I went to my one, oh, and I bought that same. This I can see it. I can see what you're wearing. I bought it for 5,000. Wouldn't you still feel that the supermarket cheated you?
I will not feel so bad.
Oh, you won't feel so bad.
No. I will not feel bad. That's what I say. Because that's the market. You can see a lot of employers there where they are paying money. You understand the point? That market, open market there in my world, how much is their rent shop? How much are they paying there to government? So all these things is something you need to consider. Many people have given you a service that is deserved in that market. You can see many people working there. They will pay them. So I will not bother because I will know that I have paid for the service of those people. That's what I think.
Oh my God, that's an interesting take. Because of the extra service that you receive at those supermarkets, those fixed places where you have your prices fixed, you can negotiate. You know that you're paying for extra service, you're paying for extra attention. Complaints, even complaints are a bit difficult to process in the open air market. Interesting take there from Mr. Cut from Unipod. Good morning, Jude. To me, if I want to purchase anything concerning food, I will go to the open market. Make supermarket no go carry all their family problems. Put me for head. But if I want to buy wares, I go to the supermarket. God's power with that comment. But that's the thing, God's power. Even those wares, your pair of jeans, your shoes, your boxers, your panties, your bras, you can still buy them in the open air market. And you probably get a very good deal.
Nigeria Info.
We'll be right back.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Dola.
I just want to say that I love you.
Oh.
gas station where you can purchase your gas. The same thing with your other AGOs and PMS products. However, when it comes to kerosene, dual purpose kerosene, I know people still sell them in bottles. You can buy them in markets. But guess what? Even when you go to the market, it is still sold at a fixed price. That's the open air market. Goes to show that there are some products that you really can't, bargain too much when it comes to their pricing. However, for almost everything else, there is leverage. There is a benchmark. There are sometimes price ceilings that some people will probably not attain, and some price ceilings that some people would definitely break through. Ask those who are, on the international trade and they are trading forex, gold, and what they'll tell you. Everybody's looking for that ceiling where they can boom, make a new normal, make more profit, and all those type of things. So it begs the question, right? Where do you prefer to do your shopping? Now, when I was much younger, it was only shops, boutiques to buy shoes, to buy clothes. Back then, I don't know if you know Port Harcourt very well, My One, right? Just after the where you have the Chanrai building, there's a petrol station. There's a road in between where you have Leventis store, not the old Leventis stores, but there's a building called Leventis building. Now that road, when you take that road down, you get to the end of the curve. It takes inside My Home, but from that area, you have a lot of small boutiques where you can buy very good clothes, jeans and whatnot. That was where we used to buy things until my days in Uniport, and then somebody says, you see, they go boutique, they go rob you blind, though. See, those people they sell for boutique, they even come market, come carry things, come put inside boutique. They will come put up 8,000, 7,000. You can't price your jeans. Meanwhile, we will go to the markets, right? And we'll get those same jeans in the same wrapped pack, right? Same pack, and they tell you, bros, first price 7,000. It's okay. Last, give me 3,500. Meanwhile, at those boutiques, the same pair of jeans. And I mean the exact same pair of jeans. I'm not talking about used or okay or thrift item. I'm talking about the same brand new pair of jeans. Tell you 10, 20,000. In fact, once I stopped at Rumola to buy jeans, this was years ago. This was way before what we're experiencing now in terms of inflation, 37%. I wanted to buy a pair of jeans very quickly because I was invited to a function and my jeans no makeup. And I walked in and said, please, I need to say size 38, please. Oh, test it. And I said, how much? The person told me 20,000. I wanted to disappear. I said, is he guinea? He said, for what? For jeans? For trouser? He said, bros, this is the original stock, not those ones you buy in the market. This is straight from America. Look at the tag. It's Levi. Look at it. Look at turn it around. Blah, blah, blah. We only say standard here. We don't do my things. I say, bro, if you check me up, down, anywhere, you will not see 10,000, not to talk of 20,000. Because remove this your jeans from my bum. Please, don't stress me this afternoon. And the guy was like, no. I'm sorry, but you know what? You can pay now and take it, and then we take your details. This was back in 2018. I said, pay what? Pay so that you will be calling me now. You're not going to start shouting people that this young man got that jeans from you. And no. Please. And the guy said, okay, we have cheaper grade. Don't give me cheaper grade. This is what I want. The money is not enough. Ladies and gentlemen, we spent nearly 6 minutes arguing for this guy to remove these things from my waist. Problem. So after that day, I didn't enter a boutique. In fact, I haven't entered a boutique until very recently. But the truth is, when I go to the market, and some of you have the same experience, when you go to the open air markets, no matter what you buy, right? You could buy gari, you could buy crayfish, you could buy insam, you could buy pepper. Ooh, pepper is the one that hurts the most. Pepper hurts. Because sometimes I buy pepper, right? Ball peppers these days. 4 years ago, 500 naira pepper was all the pepper I needed to make my soup. These days, I'm looking at up to 2,000 naira because I like to have variety of pepper to give my flavor, a bit of zing to it. So there's the bell pepper, there's the tatache, there's the shombo, and sometimes you see some jalapenos, right? So I want to mix the peppers. And then I will buy pepper for one woman, and then the next week I go to another woman. I'm like, this pepper that I bought, this thing is the pricing. It doesn't, and so I get so vexed. and then I just take one person and I zero my mind away. But if I also go to the mall, and yes, the first caller actually has a point. There are some malls in Port Harcourt right now where you can even buy catfish. They put it in a big, aquarium for you. You can go look at it inside. Sun is not beating you. You're not bothered about the elements. You select. However, children of God, the prices are fixed. They sell by weight. Even beef. I have bought beef at both places, the supermarket and at the open air market. And right now, my spirit always sends me to the open air markets where Ola, my guy, will sell me beef. But what if I've been blinded by Ola's, charm and persuasiveness to not notice that at the mall, for example, because it's standardized, I may be getting better value for my money. Questions.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Hello, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
92.3 Nigeria Info, welcome. Let's get into the conversation. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. On Facebook, you can follow us and join the conversation also on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. Our WhatsApp number is 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. All right. You can also send us your SMSs and I'll read them. Lawson is on the line from Port Harcourt. Lawson, good morning to you.
Jude, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Lawson.
Yes, I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome, please.
I see this issue on two sides. One, societal validation, and then for self-satisfaction. How do I say this? You buy a product, and then people see you. It depends on where you are. You will want to tell them, if you tell them like perhaps it's 10,000, if you tell them 10,000, they see you that you are putting on like a fake cloth or a cheap cloth. So you will either tell them, I bought this amount that is higher than 10,000, so that they will now value you as somebody who has taste and who is putting on expensive just to, rub your ego there. Now, when the next person wants to buy it, when he goes to where they are selling it 10,000, which is the actual price, he will now feel that anything below the one his friend or brother has told him is fake. So these are one of the issues. Then secondly, when you go to buy a product, like for example, what you said, they have the major dealer. He brings it and then give it to them to sell, to return to him. That's why you see all of them, they have a closed price. And then again, one of that one, for the supermarket stuff, somebody called and said they pay persons and all that. But do you know that in the supermarket, most times you get it at the real production price? How do I say so? On the street, you buy a bottle of water for 200 naira.
Thereabouts.
Or 250. But if you go the same 50 cl, but if you go to the supermarket, you won't buy it up. You buy it 180 something kobo. I bet anyone. So all of these things put together, and then again, this pricing, people want to maximize profit in such a way that
Okay.
you cannot even say it. So racketeering comes into it.
Racketeering.
They put it in such a price that they hold you to ransom. If you don't buy it,
You can't get it. Yes.
you can't have it.
So, Lawson, let me ask you, where do you prefer to shop? The supermarket then or the open air markets?
It depends on what I want. Yes.
Okay.
For example, you want to buy stuff like Islam.
Mm-hmm.
I won't really appreciate buying Islam at the supermarket.
Why?
But there are other the kind of Islam I want. they won't sell it there.
What did they do? Because I've been to markets where they actually sell Islam supermarkets.
I have not seen any clinical process that you use to preserve a roasted Islam that will be in the supermarket for even more than 48 hours.
Oh, well,
There is no process. There is no known process.
Well, it's not processed. It's just that they sell it in weight. They just come, when you're in the market, you want to buy, say, this cup 200 naira. They say, madam, add now. But over there, everything is weighed. So they'll give you, this cup at this weight, this is how much we sell. End of story.
No, my worry for not buying from them is not the weight or the measurement. I just did a post even before your program started. I said, unless the citizen and agencies responsible for pricing against this racketeering businessmen, we will continue to have what we are having.
Okay, Lawson, thank you very much. Marcus is in Woji. Marcus sounds like a man who goes around and buys things everywhere in supermarket. 10,000, not a problem. Marcus, why do you always shop in supermarkets?
Don't set me up this morning.
I'm just greeting you. Good morning.
It's okay. You have learned from Sam Oracle. There's no problem. Keep telling me. Jude, I want to start by quoting a scripture for you. Not good. Proverbs. I'm quoting Proverbs now. You can Google and get the verse and reference later. Not good, says the buyer. But when he buys, he say, what's a good buy? Not good, says the buyer. But when he goes away, he say, what's a good buy? That is the only advantage that the open market has. The person who is selling is telling you the price is no good for him. Say now the price where him buy. The person that is buying is also saying the same thing to the seller. Both of them are not sincere with themselves. The middle ground for their cheats. But you see the supermarket, I prefer to shop at the supermarket like you rightly guessed, somebody has said it before. You can trace. I've had to return things to the supermarket before. I've never done that in the open market. And I got my complaints addressed.
Yeah.
Number two, there was an issue that Sam and the pharmacists were discussing during Hard Facts yesterday, the issue of quality control. Qualities are easier to control in registered and known supermarkets than in the open market. Because if you, for instance, in the Islam you are talking about, before your Islam will be accepted to be shelved in a known supermarket, any major supermarket, a level of check is done.
It's
and
done.
It's stored under the right temperature. You were talking about, the last caller was talking about preserving. It is stored in regulated temperature. But today, you will see bottled water yogurt boldly written to be stored in cold temperature under the sun in the open market. Do you think that the components of that container is still the same? Even eggs are properly displayed. Go to Rumudara now. In the evening, you see people selling eggs on the streets.
Yes.
What is the relationship between egg and sunlight? You buy that kind of crate, you go home, 3 are bad. How do you return it to the open market?
You can't.
So we are getting there gradually. I'm so excited with the number of supermarkets springing up in town. So we can have a more structured market. Finally, sir, it is only the supermarket that pay tax. The open market pay to hoodlums who don't remit to government, so they are not doing us any good.
But Marcus, most of them have associations where they actually pay tax.
It's not about unknown association. It's in the open market. You transfer 100,000 to somebody's microfinance account.
Fair enough.
Somebody is doing business. What if you go to a bar in major markets in Port Harcourt? People who are richer, far richer than you and I, who have parking store, doing business in millions and collecting money into savings account. Tinubu is coming for all of them in January.
Marcus, thank you very much. Good to have you join us this morning. Kelechi is on the line from Iwofe. Kelechi, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, Kelechi.
Yeah. Okay, based on what you're discussing, I think it depends on what you are buying that time.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I think it depends on what you're buying per time. For example, if you want to buy perishable goods, I think it's better you go to an open market.
For perishables?
You are sure. Pardon?
For perishables, open air market.
Yes.
Okay.
Open air market. Actually, you are sure of getting a fresh perishable goods. I had an experience going to a mall, I won't mention them, to buy an apple. I bought this apple and I went home. Only to find out that the apple was rot from the inside, and you will not know.
Oh dear.
Outside is fresh, but the inside is rotten. Meaning, there are some chemicals they lay on such things that make them last longer.
It's possible, but the same thing happens in the open air market. If you remember, during the 2020 period, towards the end, when the government through NAFDAC, warned Nigerians about buying beans that had been laced or that had been protected using some chemicals that were not, good for human consumption. People have been doing that.
Yeah, but it's more in the what's it called?
Supermarket places.
Yes, supermarkets and all those malls. Then if you're buying things like electronics,
okay,
it's not good to go to open market, because there you can even you get an item that is supposedly new, but inside is maybe a worked item like a phone or television or radio, and they will convince you that it's new. But when you take it home, you now discover that it's an old item.
Okay, so certain items you would buy only at supermarkets, while perishables must be got at the open air markets. Yeah. All right, Kelechi from you.
And things like rice, bag of rice, you go to malls. That place you are sure of what you are getting as original.
So wait, so even bag of rice you won't go and buy from my one market?
No, they can use a different bag and put another rice inside.
But they can use a different bag and do the same thing in the malls.
No.
Kelechi, it happens. It does.
In the mall, they buy direct from the company.
And who says the company that is supplying them haven't changed the bags?
No. If anything, you can go back to the company and complain. But you buy in the open market, you don't know where to go to.
All right. Fair enough. Kelechi from Welfare, thank you very much. All right, Jude, good morning. Jalapeno is pronounced. Oh, okay. The pronunciation of okay. By the way, the type of pepper I was talking about, jalapeno, but I'll check the pronunciation and I'll get back to you. But thank you very much. No name on this one. Good morning to you. All right, this one says, Mike says, good morning, Jude. I prefer to buy electronics at supermarkets because of the warranty and the easy contact if there is a problem with the device. But things like wares, foodstuff, I go to the open air market where I'll be free to debate and compare prices. The truth be told, the open air market is stressful navigating from shop to shop, but the price debate and seeing the seller working hard to convince you with sweet talks so that you can buy from the market is fun. Mike from Thai. Mike, you like drama? Mike, you like drama. You like to be wooed, apparently. Interesting. Good morning, Jude. I used to say, na mumu they go boutique. But actually, luxurious life is sweet, though. That's if you can afford it. Because there is a huge difference between Crystal Champagne and Mbiama Ogogoro. It's Crystal Champagne. Nice. My brother Jude, life is beautiful. Oh. We only live once. When you wear designer clothes and shoes, even your body go tell you, say, yes, I don't arrive. Christopher is Omamegbe with that one. There's a difference between Crystal Champagne and Umbiama Ogogoro. Christopher, I don't like this. I don't like this because Umbiama is part of my heritage. I don't like this. We should promote our locally sourced, items, please. What's this? Paul from Ahoda says, when it comes to locally sourced commodities, this one says, I prefer going to the open air market because me and the seller, they always beat price, especially when I use my. So you guys. All right, so let's wrap up. We'll take one more call, and I get to read some comments that come through from social media. Keep them coming. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info.
Good morning. Sorry, speaking with my team.
Yes.
Madam, I need your actual call.
Do you have our WhatsApp number?
Number.
Okay, can I call it out for you?
Oh, let me get a paper, please.
Yes, please.
Okay, call.
All right, 0809 030
Yes.
6416.
6416.
Yes. All right. So send your inquiry there via WhatsApp or SMS, and we'll address them.
Okay. Thank you,
Sir. Thank you. Is my voice going somewhere? I don't know. Okay. All right. Now remember, we have the caller who gave a very interesting biblical quote. I like to share that with you because I found it interesting. All right. And there are very many versions. So it's from Proverbs 20 verse 14. Proverbs 20 verse 14. It is good for nothing, cries the buyer, but when he has gone away, then he boasts. That this version, right, is the New King James Version. Right? Now let me read for you the New Living Translation. The buyer haggles over the price, saying it is worthless, then brags about getting a bargain. My favorite is the New International Version. It says, NIV, it is no good, says the buyer, then goes off and boasts about the purchase. You see why we always have problems when we get to the market? Mike likes the drama. Like Mike wants to be, toasted. This buyer is trying to everything. Now, good shoe. Yes, he fits you. Correct. Oh boy.